Hi, it's lesson 37 in Finding the Spirits Inside. My name is Diann. This is my brother, Steve Henry, and he is the guide along the journey. Hi, Steve.
Hey, good. Diane, I'm doing good. How you stuff?
Oh, great. Thanks.
Okay. We're back on the journey. You know, I ain't one for messing around. My thing here is to try to show you something so you can show them, right? You ain't got to show them step by step. You can just put it on TV or movie or something. I'm going to show you right here, and it's going to work for anybody to see right here. And it's about I'll say good 20 hours at straight. It'd be easily done. But if, you know, where we're going at it is a lot better because through life, you know how the children in your classroom, some get it before you get finished when you put it on the board. The others get it, they trickle in, and some don't get it at all.
Mm-hmm.
The people the same way out in the world. When you be showing people how to do electric or carpentry or something, some just can't get it. They ain't built for that. You feel me? But you get them in something else, they the first one, you know, finish. Because the characters are different. We all come from one of those windows in that 144,000 in the gospel truth of Christ. And then we all come out working on that spirit of truth, which is those 12 steps. That's not my stuff. It's not me saying it. That's Christ stuff. I ain't making them up. Now, when they fed the 5,000, it left 12 bundles of stuff picked up and saved for later. That's the 12 steps it left. I mean, that's what he said. Do you see him anywhere else? The 12 baskets, what he did, he was feeding them from inside here. You can't write being out there on the world. If you're in the world, you got to write the things of the world. You can't see them here, each person who's reading right now. It's just me and them in that spot. And that spot is your spot. In other words, the only person can bring this spot out to the world is you. Christ on the inside gave Michael Jackson them their spot. They followed his vision. How you gonna fit in if nobody follows? Y'all can't come to the inside. You're out in the world. I come back to the edge. I can't come out there. That's why I keep saying, but I've been feeding that thing out there for 15, 20 years, starting where it needs to be. And you know it, Diane. The rest of them don't because they don't understand it. They think it's crazy. But the whole thing is coming up. All these things you see not happening. The people who read this, they see it just like a movie. Because it's showing you. But if you being taught what was already here and it's in the world, it can't ever be again. Because the only thing at working is the foundation, the place where you began. And now watch how simple this is. It's only 12 numbers. Well, 10 numbers and one space and one punctuation. That's the cycle. Them same ones do everything and everything with numbers. Don't no more come in, don't no more go out. But here's the clicker. Them first numbers you learned, the foundation. Okay, when you get up to the 10, that one surface again. And every time they get another number high, that one add to it. That first thing, it goes all the way to the last. It's up there to 100 trees, something that one be steady moving up every 10. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So wherever you go, and it's just move it one step at a time. That one, the foundation, it has to go up. The alphabet. Once you make the alphabet, you get it formed. You pull letters out of it and put out there and find the vowels. Then you move the alphabet to the vowels, and that's what makes the vowels, right? And then you got that. Then you take the alphabet from again and put the alphabet, take the letters up there and work with the vowels and turn them into the words, right? And then you take the alphabets and you going up there, and the alphabet distinguishes the nouns and the vowels and all that, right? It's the alphabet that keep going. And when you come here, someone brought the alphabet, they keep bringing other things. And as you keep going, every time you're in there, if you keep going further, every time you use it, you're going further up the ladder, right? You're on the journey. You get out there to 100 miles on the journey. You follow that timeline. It's opened up. The timeline is when you start going. The timeline gonna be going along with you. You get up to 100 miles on the journey, and you come back to your friend at the first 5 miles, so you can holler at them. And you stay down there 2 or 3 years. You think that light gonna be still at going forward at the 100-mile journey? Because that time now he kept going. And when you come stay back here, that window closed. So then you're gonna be, all you can see is what? Inside of how far you've been, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you raise it all the way up there to 100 miles, whatever I said. You raise it all the way up there and you come back. Could it get any bigger?
No.
Because you was back where you had your spirit was back at the 5, and the timeline is going away, and the wind's getting darker and darker. You stay there for years. Now you and your friend, y'all see each other every day, but neither one of you know where to go. And the sure sign you don't know where to go, you wake up in the morning and go let somebody show you what to do. Because it don't make no sense. Everything in creation is inside of you, and you are holding a place where someone taught you to do to keep them rich, and both of y'all out in the world. That makes sense to you? Because anything, in order for you to add a word to the words that we have out in the world, you can't do it from back in the words nowhere, can you?
Right.
You got to go all the way down to that alphabet, all the way past all the ones that Beyonce did, and add a word to the lexicon. How you gonna add it otherwise? Because when the word comes, it's got to mean something. It's got to mean something because it's got to come from inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like anything. You just can't get a pile of words and throw them on the table and say, pick my life out of that. You feel me? But you got to go in there and put them in the proper order to show what you see inside of you. You can't see nothing inside of nobody else, can you?
Nope.
Nah, because that's what I was telling you. You know that you can't see nothing inside of nobody else. The foundation is the most important thing of anything, because that foundation is the thing that go up each time. It goes up each time. That's all. The foundation. You don't learn nothing. It's already inside of it. That foundation where you pick me up this math to where we sitting right now is created in stone in one place in creation. You want to guess where that's at? Ain't but one person knew it. Ain't but one person ever knew it down to the T. Every single step of the way. It ain't mixed with nothing. It can't mix with nothing else. You wouldn't have to want to guess who that person is, right?
Me.
Okay, now that. You remember these, right?
Whatever.
Okay. But remember, and I say, look, Christ tell you all these things. When you ask somebody from the inside, and they respond, it's sent from the inside. When it come out, when they respond with their mouth, it was sent from the outside. You ain't gonna see it. You know that, right? And I keep saying, you got to get first one. You got to get somebody to show exactly what you see, because you can't. What they see out of it, what creates when you show them what you see. That's the damn miles. That same thing you show them what you see. That's all it ever is. It's just gonna go up and work the next step. It's just gonna go up and work the next step. It's gonna be working the next step all the way down to the forever. Whenever it stops, and anytime you start on a journey, when is the timeline for you on that journey?
At the beginning.
When you start on a race, when is the timeline for you to run the race?
Oh, no.
When you run in the race, right? If you start the race, right now is your timeline. That's why I say I don't care who it is, when you come about, listen to this, it's your timeline when you're hearing it. In other words, what it be doing inside of you once you set in. You can't go back the other way. That's why the foundations is so important. That's why I show you it's the gospel truth of Christ. It's the spirit of truth. It's the third one. What's called the thing? The
Round table.
The round table. And once the numbers got, I always call them graph number 2 and graph number 1. I need to explain that, because on it they got them things. These was done in another step back then. but they're the same one. They just need to vary off because I'm coming from one house, one temple, only 2 windows active, but you open this one, but it's already there. Once you made these things, they're in the cloud, how they gonna ever get out? And once anyone ever see it, it's alive. You know that, right? That's why you can't hide nothing. There ain't nothing hidden. You just think they're hidden. Ain't nothing hidden. You can't do nothing that's not hadn't already been. It's got to fit into a grid. You just think you will. You be going round and around in a circle, praying that it turn into something. Ain't nothing to that. Somebody taught you that. You know, they taught your mama that. They taught your grandmama that. They taught the women before them that. And ain't none of them done nothing yet. You see the other people bringing the new gifts into the world. And the people teach you that, teach you they're devils. But it's that way for a reason. Y'all all know the world's supposed to be devil, right? Out in the world supposed to be the devil, right? Yeah. The devil can't come inside of you. Ain't nothing from outside of you can come inside. By that token, ain't nothing outside that can come in that you got gonna come inside. That's how you tell what you got. The only things you got is the things you got in the gospel truth of Christ. That's the things that come out of that thing, out of the 144,000 dollars. In other words, when you see it, other people see it too from a different angle. You know, if I was talking to another person, let's say I was talking to LaShawna, I can't talk in this character. I got to go to her character because she won't be able to receive it in yours. She got to see yours from this spot. And you would have to see her reply from that spot. Ain't no two of us the same, but together we all see the same thing. But the people around you, the people that surround you, ain't none of them gonna go with you because they can't see from that side of the table. You made to go on the other side of the table to the people who you see opposite. They totally opposite you. Ain't that's the one you can show?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, in other words, if a person don't know nothing, how you gonna, okay, right now, I'm coming from the opposite side. How can you argue with it? Well, anytime you see something to argue with, point it out. It ain't there. Now, but if I come over to your window, come to your side down the street, you'll argue all day long. We won't get nowhere. You know that, right?
Okay.
I work with my people for a long time, day after day. We just argue all day long, and they know I can do it. But they say, you ain't the only one can do it. And they come to me. And what is like going to somebody that can't do something? Would that make sense to do that?
No.
When you do something, you're going out there and do it, right? And if they was yours, what would they do? They see you doing what y'all were trying to do and you couldn't do. Now, if they was going to be good for you to get inside of yourself, what would they do? They come to you, wouldn't it? Well, if I see something I wanted, you know, what do you usually do when you see something you wanted? If you can get it, what you do?
Go get it.
Right. So if you don't go get it, what that tells me?
Don't want it, can't get it.
Come back from my 100-mile line and went back to the 5 to beg you, come on, please, please, please. And my window closed way down there. I went down there to make sure I can take you down there so you say, oh yeah, they got it. Now, but if you come back to the window, then that window closed down there because you're out there and he locked in the world with you. What good is both of y'all gonna do? But if he went on down there now and the whole thing was over, you in the graveyard, he can come get you out because he got his own place. But if he stayed there with you, what good is gonna
do? None.
Okay, now I'm just sure kind of see people. Some people find themselves in that situation. Go way down to the end, way to the every other end. Can't lose it. Can go out there any day and say, look, y'all, and the whole thing just flipped. All of his people way back here. What is that shit crazy? All kind of I don't what I supposed to do? I mean, what he's supposed to do? Anyway, where we at? We in the judge. See, the thing has to be, you ain't notice how this story is showing I ain't what I look like telling you what Christ said. That makes sense. We're all different. Right? We got to hear it from, it's better with that machine for everybody looking from the same angle. Because we don't see things the same. No two do. You know that. Look at all the different things in the world. That's because the people are different. That's why you can't show nothing around home. Christ said several times, no prophet is accepted in his own place around his own people in camp. They caught like in Mark 3rd, then when he come back, let's go lay hands on him because he besides himself. Otherwise they saying he crazy. Hey, he got somebody else. Let's go. They went to get him on that Mark 3rd and 20 to say he was beside himself. That was his friend and family. But anyway, when you got your own thing, what you do? You follow what they believe, or do you follow what God give you to do? You can't make nothing. You got to fit in your slot on the inside. And well, if you see how hard it is to go past all the things and see the people with all these billions of dollars, I got all that and every damn thing, everything they got. They inside the thing. Once you see it inside of you, whose is it? You can see the same spot Jeff Bezos see. You see when you see the numbers. That's how people make things just like it when they find it inside. That's why I showed the example with the Kentucky Fried Chicken and what's his name, Dave Thomas. That name, the guy with the Wendy's.
Wendy's, yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, see, that's why the example was given. When you see the same thing inside of you, who's gonna stop you? But if you stay away from it because you don't know who it was, who's gonna give it to you? You stay away from finding the thing inside of you, go and learn how to run a machine in the factory. That's smart.
No.
And then, but the thing about it, but when you don't know, somebody had taught you around it. But now I don't know how you let somebody teach you something. Now you see, and then birthdays keep going, they back there, but you can't go back there. Right?
Yeah.
Your birthday's back there, and you know every one of them back there, but you can't go back there, right? You can go back to it, remember a moment, right? On the inside, you can go back and stay a while. But on the outside, you got to have a specific moment in order for it to rain, right? And when was that moment? Back then, wasn't it? And they ain't never gonna change it. Okay, so when you know that about that, and then you go in the history of the people before you, they, you see how the things shaped. They were like cavemen with nothing on it. Now over the years, they just changed and all these different things. They're just getting up and getting more. And all the old stuff look, kind of screwed up, don't it?
Yeah, so yeah.
And the new thing look more appetizing. They're all still there on the inside, just like the day they were built. But that it's just like that first generation, it goes all the way up to the last. Just like that number one keeps shifting up, or the alphabet keeps shifting up. In other words, out of them 10 numbers, that one bit, they just keep repeating themselves. They like all the things in the doctrines. That's how they work. It don't have to be exactly 12, but it's because they go on forever. You get it by 12. You know what I mean? You do the numbers a couple of times. We should be getting. I see you watch the clock.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to tell you have about 2.5 minutes to wrap up today's lesson.
Okay. How is a lesson? I'm talking to my sister. I can't talk to you.
You got 2.5 minutes to talk.
I messed up. I apologize. I mean, I knew when I got my sister to school teacher. She's a school teacher. I got to beat that out of you like this, or what? One of these days. One of these days. Anyway.
Yeah.
We got our things down and let's see. Okay, remember now, it's the foundation. Will you please get somebody to just show them what you do? And when you show them what you do, it show you something. It's got to be exactly what you do. You don't want to, it's inside of you. You got to continue on that same thing. It ain't none. The things me and you talking about ain't got nothing to do with you. Not one single thing. The thing on the Facebook page, they can't change it. It's since the beginning of the world. You got an easy way in. Well, you can jump it on just. I call up the news company or something, put you right there. I can't go out there. Movie company or something, put you out there, but at least you got something to tie to, right? But if I go up there and you ain't even made it to the media at all, what can I do? I got to just give it to others without tying you to it, because you don't know what it is, right? I got to give it to others. I'll give it to you. Now, what do you think that I'd rather do? Seriously. I can walk over there into Hollywood right now. Hey, look, y'all. How am I come back? How my sister gonna get up there? The only one that called me crazy behind my back.
You got me messed up.
See you later, sister.
I'll be in your face. Anyway, okay, let's listen to Luke chapter 7.
Okay. Peace, sister.
Bye.
Chapter 7. Now when he had ended all his sayings in the audience of the people, he entered into Capernaum. And a certain centurion's servant, who was dear unto him, was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to Jesus, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this. For he loveth our nation, and he hath built us a synagogue. Then Jesus went with them. And when he was not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not thyself, for I am not worthy that thou shouldst enter under my roof. Wherefore neither thought I myself worthy to come unto thee, but say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I also am a man set under authority, having under me soldiers. And I say unto one, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him, and turned him about, and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And they that were sent, returning to the house, found the servant whole that had been sick. And it came to pass the day after, that he went into a city called Nain, and many of his disciples went with him, and much people. Now when he came nigh to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and much people of the city was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, Weep not. And he came and touched the bier, and they that bare him stood still. And he said, Young man, I say unto thee, arise. And he that was dead sat up, and began to speak, and he delivered him to his mother. And there came a fear on all, and they glorified God, saying that a great prophet is risen up among us, and that God hath visited his people. And this rumor of him went forth throughout all Judea, and throughout all the region round about. And the disciples of John showed him of all these things. And John, calling unto him 2 of his disciples, sent them to Jesus, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look we for another? When the men were come unto him, they said, John the Baptist hath sent us unto thee, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look we for another? And in that same hour he cured many of their infirmities and plagues and of evil spirits, and unto many that were blind he gave sight. Then Jesus answering said unto them, Go your way, and tell John what things ye have seen and heard, how that the blind see, the lame walk, The lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, to the poor the gospel is preached. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. And when the messengers of John were departed, he began to speak unto the people concerning John. What went ye out into the wilderness for to see? A reed shaken with the wind? But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they which are gorgeously apparelled and live delicately are in king's courts. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet? Yea, I say unto you, and much more than a prophet. This is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. For I say unto you, among those that are born of women, there is not a greater prophet than John the Baptist. But he that is least in the kingdom of God is greater than he. And all the people that heard him and the publicans justified God, being baptized with the baptism of John. But the Pharisees and lawyers rejected the counsel of God against themselves, being not baptized of him. And the Lord said, Whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation? And to what are they like? They are like children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another, and saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned to you, and ye have not wept. For John the Baptist came neither eating bread nor drinking wine, and ye say, He hath a devil. The Son of Man is come, eating and drinking, and ye say, Behold, a gluttonous man, and a winebibber, and a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of all her children. And one of the Pharisees desired him, that he would eat with him. And he went into the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him, weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now when the Pharisee which had bidden him saw it, he spake within himself, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, would have known who and what manner of woman this is that toucheth him, for she is a sinner. And Jesus answering said unto him, Simon, I have somewhat to say unto thee. And he saith, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence, and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me, therefore, which of them will love him most? Simon answered and said, I suppose that he to whom he forgave most. And he said unto him, Thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine house, thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, hath not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, Thy sins are forgiven. And they that sat at meat with him began to say within themselves, Who is this that forgiveth sins also? And he said to the woman, Thy faith hath saved thee. Go in peace.
Okay, thank you for joining. We'll talk to you soon.